How have you been?
Everything is good. I'm good, fine. Thanks for.
Mm,
What about you?
so am I. Thank you for your kind concern.
So let's see. First of all, introduce ourselves. After that, we will start our conversation.
Sure, sure. Shall I start first?
Yes, yes. Go ahead, please.
Okay. So as we made a conversation before, so you must be aware, my name is Faz. I reside in north central part of India, that is Uttar Pradesh. I completed my degree in English literature. Since then, I have been teaching. I teach spoken English, communication, and a lot of other things. I have bought the mode of classes online as well as offline. When it comes to my offline classes, I have few faculties working along with me. When it comes to my online classes, I'm the only one who teach online at present. So that's all in a nutshell. Kindly introduce yourself.
Yes, yes, of course. So this is Mithu Mahato, and at this moment I'm talking to you from my village Moshinam. It is in the district of Purulia of West Bengal. If I talk about my
Mm,
qualification, I'm an arts graduate. After completion of my graduation, I used to work in the banking sector in the sales department for more than 14 years. After that, I quit that job, and at this moment, I'm running my own tuition center at my village. I teach from first
mm,
standard to 10th standard students. So this is all about
mm.
myself.
Yes, yes, that's fine. Nice to hear that. So you are a coaching center.
Yes, yes, you can say I teach only English, and all the village students come, and I teach from handwriting. Especially if I talk about the village students, some of the students don't know how to write. You cannot understand by watching their handwriting. So from like ABCD how to write, I will teach from the grassroots.
Mm,
It's a quite
mm,
challenging, but you have taken such kind of risk, you can say, and just because of that, I'm able to
mm,
speak. Sometimes I speak with my students every day basis, half an hour at the end of the session, so that they can learn
mm,
how to speak in English because it is very essential at this moment because across the world people like to speak in English fluently. Even I think that because I have a little bit working experience in private sector, that if you have a good command about this language, it will help you to get job in private sector easily. So I
mm,
think it will help them in their life in future because government post in our country is very limited. So other
mm,
students, where they will go, what they will do. I think most of the students they will not get chance to join in government sector. They will find some job in government private sector. So it will help them. So that's why I try to teach them spoken English also.
That's fine. What was your previous designation?
I was sales officer in bank while I was working in the sales department, and it was
Mm,
quite challenging. So that's why I used to go to the customer's house. I convince what are the benefits we are offering. No need to go to the branch. All the things I used to do at their home, and they are receiving checkbook, ATM cards, everything. So such kind of
yeah.
work I used to do. So when a month on month you have to meet your target, so it was quite challenging. So I was
Mm,
not happy with that profession. So finally I quit that job, and at this moment I'm running my own tuition center at my home. So maybe I'm learning less my amount of money,
mm,
but I'm happy because I'm enjoying my freedom. Whatever comes in my mind, I'm implementing different tricks I apply to my students so that they can learn because I at this moment connect with so many persons across the world. So some of the
mm,
persons have wonderful knowledge, new knowledge, and they sometimes suggest me you should do such kind of things so that you can enhance your communication skill. You can speak other person also. It will help you to understand other person. So all the things I apply with my students so that they can learn from childhood.
Hmm. Yes, yes, that's excellent. Okay, you mentioned few things. As you made a statement that you have got connected to lot many people from across the globe. So, how did you get the opportunity to speak to people across the globe? Do you use some application or software to connect with people?
There are so many applications because before 2 years, I started connecting with different persons from different platform. And
Hmm.
like HiLocal, it's a wonderful application. You can connect with native speaker also. Some of the times people come over there from England, America, Australia.
Hmm.
I actually asked them that this is your mother tongue. Why you are here? They are saying that I like to know the culture of the different country. So that's the reason why some of the senior citizen, more than 60 years old, people come over there and they try to help others. Those are very weak in English because they
Hmm.
know it is one language with the help of this language people can connect across the world.
Hmm.
So different persons have different mentality. Some of the person also like to teach them, and against teaching they definitely charge some money. So it depends on the persons. If you are interested, you can take session. Otherwise, you can speak
Hmm.
with a lot of group, lot of persons. Those are ready to help
Yeah.
you.
Yes, I've tried multiple application on Play Store, but all of them I found Indians or South Asian country people, especially from Pakistan, India, Bangladesh. I couldn't get a chance to connect to any native speakers. I happened to use some application, one of the applications that is free for talk, which is much better application than rest of the apps exist in Play Store. I got connected to some of the people from US, UK, and Gulf countries, but even it's quite challenging to find one, to find a foreigner to have a word with. And when
Mhm.
it comes to having conversation with South Asian people or sub people from India, Bangladesh, it's very easy. You'll find people in everywhere, in WhatsApp group, in Skype groups, in almost all the applications they are there. So you make a conversation. So that is true.
Mhm.
I'm not sure about this application which you mentioned, Hello, but I have explored multiple application, multiple websites and groups as well, just to review
Mhm.
how those application functions and what are the flaws and features of those apps so that I can make a video about them
Mhm.
to impart the information to my students.
That was not Hello application. I said Hi Local. Hi Local,
Hi, Logan.
and second one is Clubhouse. Then one more application, Free for Talk. If you try
Mm,
all these three applications, you will get chance to connect with foreigners. Foreigners means not out
yes.
of India, like native speakers, like British people or American peoples. If you come early in the morning, some of the application you can get chance to connect North American people. So it was actually my mindset that all the people of American continent they have good command about this language. But while I connected with that person and I asked them that why you are here, if this is your mother tongue. So they are saying that no, most of the people are speak in Spanish. That is our first language. I also like to develop our communication
Mm,
skill. I also like to develop our.
mm. So basically, I have a student living in US. He's natively from India but residing in US, Los Angeles. So he said Mexico is next to US. So as we don't have to have a visa passport to visit Nepal, likewise
Mhm,
Americans don't have to have visa and passport to visit Mexico. So that's an
mhm,
interesting fact I learned. And there are many Mexicans living in America. They speak good English, but they still want to develop, flourish their communication skills. So that they use these applications. And those apps which you just named, Free for Talk or Clubhouse, these are the group application where you find so many rooms and many people enters the room at a time and they have a group
mhm,
conversation with the people. You may use it if you want to, but you get less time to have a conversation, as it is a group conversation. So hardly a person gets few minutes to speak, to make a talk. So that's the first thing. Secondly, even if you find such people, if you find some eloquent speakers, then he would not be interested to have a word with you. He might kick you out, because there is a feature: whoever creates
Mhm.
a room has the most authority to maintain the surveillance in the room, to see how things functions. So you may enter the room with your, you don't have to take the permission, but as long as the owner or the host wants you to be there. If he doesn't want to, then
Mhm.
he'll kick you out. So I've tried many application and I've seen this happening.
Yes, yes. At the initial stage, such kind of thing happening, it depends on the person's mentality. All the persons are not equal, and you also can open your room, and other people will connect,
Mhm.
and you will be the owner. So you will decide what will you do with the person. You will kick him out or not. So you also can open your room, but if you have like more than 15 followers, then you can write down the topic. Without, if you don't have 15 followers, in that case also you can open the room, but you won't be able to mention the topic. That is
Yeah,
one difference.
one
Otherwise,
advantage of that app.
anybody can open like their own room, and you will select how many people will come in the group. If you mention that I just want to talk with one person, so not more than one person can enter in that room, because I'm using
Yeah.
that application at the moment. So I most of the time I open my own room. I don't want to join in another person's room, because they have like different mentality in their mind, so they kick me out. So I don't like to face such kind of thing. So I prefer to open my own room, and I select only one person, so that other persons cannot disturb in between our conversation.
Yes, that's true. And one more thing, as you said, as they are native speakers, they are eloquent speakers, then why they use this app? Maybe their intention is to learn a different language. An
Yes,
Englishman
yes.
wants to learn Mexican, or
Mhm.
maybe another language, a Mandarin or French or German. So this app is not meant to only teach English, but a person can go to practice any other language. There they'll find
Mhm.
people who speaking different languages. So then they can create the rooms and choose the language that they want to speak, that they want to make a conversation in. So
Mhm.
that's the thing. That is why native speakers are there good in numbers.
Mhm. And in some of the cases, I thought that maybe some of the persons going America or England, they are working there for a long time, and maybe they try to keep themselves up to the mark. That's why they come over here and practice their spoken English, so that they can speak with other persons fluently all the time. That is also such kind of thing. A lot of Indian people I have connected on that applications, they have gone there for their job purpose, and they are using that application.
That's true. That's true. You'll majorly find Indians or South Asian people from Bangladesh, Pakistan, um, India, Sri Lanka.
Yes, and those
So,
are actually from engineering background. I have asked them many times that what is the purpose to enhance your communication skills. They are saying that after 5 6 years experience, I would like to go USA or different country, Australia or England. So that's the reason why we come over here, so that I can speak English fluently with everybody across the world. That is the main purpose. And the rest of the people also, it is a very necessary at this moment. Each and every part of the world, people are speaking in English. And even not only other country, if we go to the south part of India, like I'm living in east part of India, so I won't be able to understand their local language. Even they also won't be able to understand my local language. So it's actually works as a linked language. So I think each and everybody should learn this language. And still, English is the major language in most higher educated places like science, then doctor study, lawyers, if you want to become. So definitely you have to know this language. Otherwise, it is difficult to complete your study.
Yes, yes, that's true. That's true. Okay, as you said that you have an institute in your village and you teach to children, villagers. So what's your further plan? You want to stick with this profession? You want to work as a teacher? Want to impart knowledge to the villagers? Or want to expand your business? Or want to do some job? What's your further
Mhm.
plan?
Yes, I have decided that I will not join in any sector, private sector or government sector. It's my final decision. Rest of the life, I would like to continue this profession, and day by day, I'm developing. At the same time, all the students, village students, also are developing because in village area, very rare teachers you will find those teaching spoken English. Other parts they are quite good, but when spoken part is coming, that time they are facing lots of problems. So I thought it's my final decision. I will continue rest of the life. I love to this profession.
Hmm, that's fine. So, what is something that made you start this institute?
Actually, when I quit my previous profession, so there was no option. So I actually started with two students, and at this moment, like near about 50 kind of students I have. Some of the times increase, some of the time might decrease. So it happens. Some of the students thought that it is quite difficult. I won't be able to learn. Some of the students are enjoying by learning this language. Those have like a big dream in their life. They want to become a good person, or maybe they would like to hold some good positions. And some of the students like to go abroad for their higher education or something like that. They are enjoying this
Mhm.
language.
Right, right. Okay, as you mentioned that you are also learning being a teacher. So, what are the ways or what methodologies you use to learn? When it comes to practice, you mentioned these applications where you go and have a conversation with people. So that's how you
Mhm.
augment your level of English. But how do you
Mhm.
figure out your mistakes? If you want to learn certain phrases, if you don't know that what mistakes you make, then how will you improve? To know
Mhm.
what mistakes you make, what flaws you have, how
Mhm.
do you get to know that? What you do to know this?
Mm. Yes, yes. I think that there is no 100% correct in this world. Everybody doing mistakes. Even some of the countries' president, prime minister, also they
Mm,
are doing mistake. That's why they are losing their position after 5 years or 10 years. So we are common people. So I don't think too much about my mistakes. I try to follow 4 5 pillars like reading, listening, speaking, and writing. All these things I try to do everyday basis. Even though all these things like cover, it's quite difficult. And while I'm talking with different persons, I'm reading different books, grammar part, or some of the time I watch so many native speakers' speeches. So you can like find out your mistakes and rectify later on. This is how I'm
mm,
developing my skills. That's it. I don't take this
right.
too much seriously because I have seen even everyday basis. I am also doing so many mistakes, and next time though I try to rectify and try to minimize my mistake. That's it.
Mm-hmm. So don't think much about your mistakes. You keep speaking.
Yes, yes. Because see, I said earlier that even the prime minister, this is not a small thing. A president of the
Mm-hmm.
country, this is not a small thing. So they could not read the common people desire. They won't be able to fulfill, even though they are holding a lot of power. So just because of that, they are losing their power. No, another person is coming in their place. So,
Mm,
like, we can try our level best. Despite of that, we are making mistakes. See, we have been practicing for long, long time. Despite of that, we are making so many mistakes, and it is difficult to memorize all the rule and regulation of the grammar. It is difficult to
mhm.
memorize all the or like exact word we could not find all the time. Suppose some
Yes.
of the time Virat Kohli making 100. In the next match, he is out with 0 run. It doesn't mean that he will
Yes.
leave the playing cricket. Again, he is trying his
Mhm.
level best. After that, he is making good score.
Right. Okay, there is a difference between intentional and unintentional mistakes. So when it comes
Mhm.
to people, you give the example of prime ministers or presidents. So they don't
Mhm.
know about the mistake, therefore they commit the mistakes. But if we knowingly making mistake, then that is not acceptable. Or we don't
Mhm.
want to know, or we are being ignorant about our mistake, then that is not justified. That's what I feel. So knowing
Mhm.
your mistake is important, but if you don't know, still making mistakes or being ignorant about your mistake is not acceptable. So to do,
Mhm.
you're supposed to know that, and also you mentioned a fact that you go through grammar book, which is so fine that you are everyone should give a try to learn to go through grammar book or to know at least what are the stuff, what are the things that we need to keep in mind while speaking English. Otherwise,
Mhm.
that might give a different sense. That expression will have a different meaning. It will give a sense which would be which would be wrong, or that would not give the actual thing which you want to, which you would not be able to verbalize. So that will be an issue. And for that, I used to do one practice which is called recording. There is a technique called PRAR, PRAR, which is practice, record, assess, repeat. So what I would do is like I would place my phone in front of me, then I would speak about a topic, or I would speak about a story or something, or about some anecdotes or some stories. Thereafter, I used to watch myself, how I spoke, what major mistakes I made, what are the flaws, what where I made a mistake, where I was taking a lot of pauses, where I would use a lot of fillers. While watching the videos, I would understand that these are the major areas of my mistakes, and I have to work on it. Let's suppose I was making mistakes while connecting two sentences. So I would search on YouTube that let me know some conjunction, let me know some ways to connect two sentences. If I was making mistakes regarding fillers, I would search how to overcome fillers. If I was making
Mhm.
mistakes regarding my tone or pace, I would search how to control that. So this is how I did improve, and thereafter I did repeat. So practice, record, assess, repeat. This is the fourth step I did follow to get over my mistakes.
Wonderful, wonderful. It's a wonderful practice you are doing. Just see, different persons have different choice. Some of the times,
Mm.
I they are asking that what should one do? Suppose some of the person are starting from stage. So I mentioned that there are four pillars like speaking, writing, and thinking. So they are saying that I'm very much feeling easy while I'm listening someone's speeches and all, and by listening I'm learning. Some
Can
of the
you?
persons say that if I read some books, so that will help me. But yes, in my case, I listen 6 minutes BBC English Learning.com. So that will help me a lot to understand other persons. Because I actually practice imitating whatever they are saying, I repeat after listening. By doing that, I can understand
Mhm.
foreigners also at this moment. But at the initial
Mm.
stage, I have lots of problem, but by practicing that thing, I actually benefited a lot.
Mm. Okay, the thing you just mentioned is called LSRW.
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, okay, okay. That's pretty well. Yes, that's true. People have different methods of learning. Everyone
Mm,
has their own technique to follow, and we need to keep in mind that. Hmm. Is there something you have to ask me, or shall we wrap it up?
Let's wrap up this conversation. Really, it was lovely talking to you, and I enjoyed a lot.
Hmm. Right, right. So, did I? So, let's wrap it up. And it was nice speaking with you. Hope we meet again.
Okay, take care. Bye. Good night.
Take care.